And when I was 14, kind of, nobody wants to live in a town of 2,000 people where everybody's all up in your business. And so I saw moving to my mom's in Evansville, Indiana as freedom. So Evansville, Indiana is about 250,000 people. So it was super, huge. My high school had 2,000 people. Like that was the whole population of my town. 14-year-old Nikki just didn't know what to do with that. And my mom, clinical psychologist, she ended up finally getting her doctorate. She worked at a group home. And so she would leave on Friday night and not come home till Monday morning. Well, that was just way too much freedom for a 14-year-old to have. And so I found myself smoking pot, sleeping with the neighbor boy, drinking, smoking cigarettes, just all the normal stuff that, kids get into and kind of experiment with. And by 16, I found myself pregnant with my oldest son. So I shifted gears. I went to a one of those like alternative high schools where you can graduate early. Got into college, had my own place, new boyfriend, found myself pregnant again. And so by age 20, that boyfriend and I broke up. And I realized like I'd never really seen a healthy relationship. My mom and dad divorced when I was 2. Never really seen like what a normal relationship should look like. And I definitely didn't have any self-worth because here I am. I got these 2 different kids, 2 different daddies. And I just felt like everyone, maybe I felt like I walked around with like a used label on my forehead or something. And so at 20, when I met my husband, I was in college. I had a fake ID and I was drinking in the bars. And he had asked me out, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going out with you. And he was like, no, come on, I'm serious. And I was like, well, I don't have anything to wear, so we're not going on a date. And he said, well, hop in. I'll go buy you a new outfit. So, like, looking back, I realized I probably didn't have a lot of relationships that poured into me. And so I took him up on it. We got a new outfit. We went out singing karaoke. He didn't drink. He didn't smoke. He had been sober and clean for like 3 or 4 years, but he loves karaoke and he loves to play pool. And so like that was just something from his past that he never quit. And as we dated for a couple of weeks, I found out he had custody of 5 of his 6 kids, a legit kind of stand-up kind of guy. Like my yes means yes, my no means no. One time, those old box caller IDs. One time someone called and he was like, oh, I don't want to talk to them. And I said, oh, let me answer it. I'll tell him you're not here. And he was like, I don't need you to lie for me. If I don't want to talk to somebody, I'm going to tell him I don't want to talk to him. And so, that was big for me. That little white lies, like, what you're saying matters.